And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Tuesday, September 30th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. A Tuesday morning, and here it is, the last day of September. We are on the air for Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, but today we've got a special guest who I'll introduce in just a moment. But first, today's Health Minute brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson. Did you know nearly 50% of all heart attacks go unnoticed? These silent heart attacks can happen with either extremely mild symptoms or no symptoms at all. Silent heart attacks are often discovered during routine screenings, and non-traditional symptoms of silent heart attacks include heartburn, nausea, fatigue, abdominal pain, back pain, and shortness of breath. In the days and weeks after silent heart attacks, people report becoming short of breath quickly or have feelings of age-related fatigue. Preventing silent heart attacks before they happen, with the help of your healthcare provider, make sure to get your blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes under control. Exercise daily and eat a heart-healthy diet. If you think you are experiencing a heart attack, call 911 and get to the nearest emergency room immediately. And for more information, visit Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital.com. All right, my guest is here this morning, and I want to introduce David Thompson, who is with the Tennessee Beekeepers Association. Has been here 2 or 3 times, and we welcome him again. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and I found out, well, not today. I knew it before today, but was reminded again today. You just live out the road here. Salisbury, maybe, but anyway, out 141 past Tucker's Crossroads, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit past Tucker. Well, when you get to there's a stop sign on North Commerce. When you see that after you cross the interstate, look to your left and you'll see my beehives in the backyard.
Okay. Well, maybe could start from the beginning. We've got from now till 7:30 with our usual break at 7:15, but otherwise me and you to talk about beekeeping this morning and an event that's coming up that we want to get to. But how long and how did you get started in the beekeeping thing? Because most people pick it up somewhere along. Something happens, or they get an interest in the environment or what bees do or the whatever. But what's your story?
My story is I told my grandmother that I wanted to get the Boy Scout Beekeeping Merit Badge. And my grandmother took me down to Acme Feed and Seed at First and Broad. And we got 2 beehives and put them in the backyard on McGavick Pike in Nashville. Yes, I'm a native.
Out in the Donaldson area.
Yep.
Sort of, yeah.
And I started beekeeping there. I had...
How old were you?
17.
Okay.
And we will not discuss how old I am now.
But you wanted the Boy Scout badge.
I did. I got the Boy Scout Merit Badge. Then I kept beekeeping for a couple of years. College, marriage, divorce. Then I got a company I worked for, transferred me to Oklahoma, where I met my second wife. Her dad was a beekeeper. So I took over his beehives, had a couple of years of good honey crop. Wasn't a member of the Oklahoma City Beekeeping Club or the State of Oklahoma Beekeeping Club. Didn't know about varroa mites and lost those 2 hives out there.
Oh.
Came back to Tennessee, out here. Took my wife to the fair, and I left the leash at home. She wandered off, and she comes back, and she says, "Oh, David, by the way, we're now members of the Wilson County Beekeeping Association. But, Candy, we don't have bees." "Oh, you will tomorrow. There's a guy over there selling his hives, and I told him you'd buy them."
What a story. Well, if you're scared of work, if you don't want to kind of be busy, there's some things that just I have picked up in talking to beekeepers that you just have to do if you're going to have bees and be successful at all.
There's some things you need to do. beekeeping, since I started, beekeeping has changed so much. We had to deal with a few problems, and varroa mites, when they came in the 80s, they brought along 40 different diseases. Then we were followed by the small hive beetle, and some changes in the environment have caused some of the losses. But a majority of the losses are things that can be controlled by the beekeeper. He just needs to learn what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, I want to be sure and get this in before we go to the break in another 5 minutes probably, but coming up in the middle of October, you've got something, the primary reason really for being here this morning.
October 10th and 11th is our annual fall conference. It'll be at MTSU at the Student Union. We have some great speakers, and there's something a lot of people don't understand about our type of conference. I'll sit there and listen to not only the speakers, but I'll also talk to some of the older beekeepers about some ideas that they've used in their beehives, and I can get confirmation from other beekeepers there that this works. My big thing is rotation of brood, or, what chemicals or what treatments to use for varroa and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And, yes, everybody has their own opinion, but let's get some facts behind it, too, and this is a good source to do it.
All right, on the 10th and 11th of October over at Middle Tennessee State now, is there a charge for this?
For members of the Tennessee Beekeepers Association, the fee is $40.
All right.
For non-members, it's $60. But there's another thing. If you've got a free that Saturday, the 11th, if you want to learn about beekeeping, we have a beginning beekeeping course for new beekeepers, and the cost on that is $20. Mm-hmm. So come down to MTSU, sign up for it, learn about beekeeping. We have, I think it's right now 15 or 16 vendors, bee suppliers that'll be there. So you can, forego freight charges and buy stuff right there at MTSU and bring it home with you.
What is if someone is wanting to thinking about being a beekeeper and counting the cost, as we might say, you usually any endeavor you're going to get into, if it's going to involve time and money, you want to take a good look at it and not regret your decision 2 weeks later. What are some of the things you just got to do if you're going to be a successful beekeeper?
Well,
some of the primary things you use to make a decision.
The first step I would do is join in a local association, like here in Wilson County, the Wilson County Beekeepers Association. Find somebody who will take you into their beehives, put you in a veil of jacket or something to protect you, and let you go into the beehives with them. Because if you can't handle 10 or 15 bees flying around, wearing a veil or a jacket or some protective, then don't spend a dime. Mm-hmm. But if you can handle that, if it doesn't stress you out, spend the money. Buy 2 hives. Plus bees, you're going to spend about $1,000. Don't expect honey the first year. Then go from there. Get somebody to help you set them up, somebody to take you into your hives to show you what to look for and what you need to do in order to do it.
Need to start fairly small, especially if you haven't had any experience in this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend maybe an hour a month or 2 hours a month working your bees, and that's it. And it's not that difficult. It's just, suiting up, getting prepared. And I know you come from a sales background, same as me, and it's plan your work and work your plan. You go in, you plan on what you're going to do, you come out and do your job, and then you're in and out in no time.
some people are successful enough with this to make a little money on the side, perhaps. Do most people become beekeepers because they think they're going to enrich their pocketbook a little bit?
Some people do. You'll make your money back. I did the numbers on it one time. You can make the second year 5 gallons, $500 per hive, $1,000. You'll make your money back the second year.
Uh-huh.
If you do everything correctly. And that, all it is, and that's selling honey. People don't realize you're selling honey at $100 a gallon.
Yeah.
And you're getting 5 gallons, off of a good hive. So yeah, you can make your money back the second year. And even put some honey in your pantry.
Okay. Time for us to take a break. My guest this morning is David Thompson with the Tennessee Beekeeper Association. And we'll talk more after we go to this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Bates Ford. Get a regular oil change, $39.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. 1780 Franklin Road. Now a traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Moving a little bit better now on 24 westbound around Sam Ridley Parkway. We had some flashing lights out there earlier. It's just heavy right now trying to get into Antioch on 24 westbound, especially there passing Bell Road. Haywood Lane as traffic cranks up pretty good down I-40 through the Mount Juliet area. All that traffic trying to get out of Wilson County right now going westbound. I-40 headed on over into Hermitage. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car or truck here in Middle Tennessee, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man. Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Your Lebanon High football team is back on the field, and we're back in the booth. Join Donald Gann, Joe Gardner, and myself, John Boyce, as the Blue Devils hit the gridiron each week. Lebanon football is brought to you by Bates Ford, Burdine Supply, Fakes and Hooker, Kay Maynard with State Farm Insurance, Kenny Salas and the Salas Realty Group, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Shannon Speck Electric, Sports World, Rackley Roofing Company, Wilson Bank and Trust, and Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell. This Friday, your Blue Devils will be hosting Wilson Central. Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff at 7.
Coleman and Company, our program brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And since this is the 5th Tuesday in the month, we're not featuring a medical professional with Tracy Pope. Neither are we featuring the city of Mount Juliet, but we have David Thompson here. Tennessee Beekeeper Association, you're a part of that. Also, Wilson County Beekeepers, right? You remember both organizations.
Oh, yeah.
You're an officer at either one?
I'm the president of the Tennessee Beekeepers Association.
Okay. Well, we got the big cheese here this morning.
Don't go there. Do not go there.
The big B? Well, but you said you started this at 17, really. You really got exposed to beekeeping at age 17, and maybe haven't done it totally continuously, but you hadn't missed many years in your life of having an association with bees.
No. Bees are fascinating. People don't realize how fascinating they are. You take a little insect, and our life depends on it.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on it. 1 out of every 3 bites of food you eat require a honeybee. Think about the other 2/3 of what you eat. How much of that needs a honeybee? You don't have fruits. You don't have some of your vegetables. You don't have some of your condiments. Bees pollinate alfalfa. Alfalfa is a clover crop. Alfalfa is a feed crop for cattle. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, the number of cows go down. So you don't have, a Happy Meal, instead of it being, what is it, $10 now, it'll be $50.
Well, now there are. I know we have heard of some bad things that have come along and happened to bees over the years, and you mentioned one of them a while ago. But I guess there's certain fear that if enough bees were wiped out, what you're just talking about there would be a reality, and that's scary.
Well, you look at it this way: there are approximately 3 to 4 million beehives across the country right now. All right, a lot of them are handled by hobbyists, people with 8 hives or less. But then there are the commercial beekeepers that run between 300 to 2,000 beehives. The almond crop, every January, late January, February, there are 2 million beehives shipped out. This past year, 2 million beehives shipped out to California to do the almond crop. And it wasn't enough. There were not enough beehives to cover the entire almond crop. You think about that.
So we lose
some production in almonds.
Yeah.
We need more beekeepers. We need commercial beekeepers. We need the hobbyist beekeeper. The hobbyist beekeeper is the person who's, he may have 2, 3, 10 hives, even 50 hives. But he's the one who's providing you the honey that you like, at the farmer's market or, wherever. It's like people always ask me, David, do you have any honey? If I had honey right now, I'd still be sold out. The people in my church would buy me out of honey in a week. The people that I know in the community would buy me out of honey in a week. If I said, I've got honey now,
is there a time of the year when it's more prevalent?
You're looking June and July when you're going to find local honey. Because the honey flow for here starts March, and then they'll fill up everything and fill up their supers, the boxes, and we'll extract late June, early July. Then we have we just came out of a summer dearth, which is when there's very little pollen, very little nectar because of the weather. And right now, the bees that are out there, they're collecting pollen and nectar off of all the plants that, when you look at the pollen report on the weather and it says, right now it's ragweed and plantain and elm trees, that's what they're going after for pollen and nectar, to bring it in so that they can survive through the winter. Bees, they'll form a cluster during the winter and keep themselves surviving.
Now, there's the queen bee, and every hive has a queen bee, right?
Every hive has a queen bee, and right now she should be laying maybe 1,000 bees, 1,000 eggs a day right now, just getting ready for winter. She'll go down to sometime around Christmas time. She'll be down to where she's laying maybe 200 eggs a day, and that's it. And then as the days get longer, she starts to increase her laying till come April, she better be laying 2,000 eggs a day, to build that hive up so that they can go get the honey.
And this is true for every hive?
For every hive.
And if you've got 10 at your house, you've got 10 queen bees.
Yeah, you've got one queen, one boss per hive. And there's a discussion right now, an argument right now of is the queen bee really the boss, or do the workers, her nurse bees, tell her, to boss her around? It's like you and I were discussing here. you know, you're the boss, but she's, your director back there is your manager.
Well, they're fascinating. To me, it's a fascinating subject. It's not for everybody, and there are some people who have such a maybe I guess it could be fatal for a few people if they got stung by one, but for most people, most beekeepers, you probably get stung every time you get close to them. And
let's get honest about this.
All right.
I have beehives in my backyard.
Yeah.
And I'm allergic to bee stings. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what if you get stung? What's
if I get stung on my arms or my legs, it's Benadryl. If I get stung on my chest or my head, it's an EpiPen and a ride by Wema.
It's that serious with you, and yet you're still a beekeeper.
Yeah. I protect myself. I wear a jacket with a veil. I wear a pair of nitrile gloves under my beekeeping gloves. Mm-hmm. But still, yes, I've been stung once this year already. And I got crazy and was out mowing around my beehives, and one got me in the back of the head. I had 4 paramedics, 2 sheriff's deputies, and a free ride to the hospital on an ambulance, and a trip home.
Well, you're a brave soul. I mean, you. Why? I mean, if
14% of all beekeepers, 14% of all the beekeepers are allergic in some way, shape, or form. Really, and the allergy is developed. Somebody did a study and said if you get stung less than 50 times a year, you're going to develop the allergy. But, I'm averaging, maybe 1 or 2 stings a year, but most of them I can handle with Benadryl.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, we've got about 3.5 minutes left here this morning. David Thompson is my guest here. We've got this meeting again, and I think we might bear down on that just a little bit more. Coming up on October 10th and 11th at Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro.
Correct.
This will be it's a state meeting, actually.
It's a state meeting. It's designed for any beekeeper. The mandate of Tennessee Beekeepers Association is to provide education and information to all beekeepers across the state. And this is one way we do it. And at the same time we provide the information, we also bring in a number of beekeeping suppliers. Mm-hmm. So, it's a good chance. It's a chance to sit down and talk with beekeepers. It's a chance to listen to professors and older beekeepers, Dick Brittner out of Columbia, Charlie Parton out of East Tennessee, Kent Williams out of Kentucky. Excellent speakers, excellent topics,
Okay, now there is a charge for this, but what's the easiest way? Go to the website and
go to TennesseeBeekeeper. TNBeekeeper.org.
Okay.
And you can
follow the links.
Follow the links to it.
It's that simple. They'll take your money there too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But a way to really get a wealth of information, meet people who have been there and done that, which has a lot to do with it too, no doubt.
It's a wealth of information. Here you get to hear some really good speakers, people who know what they're talking about. But the other thing, and this I strongly emphasize, is, join the local association because it's continuous education throughout. We all have to have continuous education. Things are changing. Things that are coming down the pike for beekeeping are changing, and you might as well be informed about it today instead of, being caught by surprise like I was when I was out in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, now, as far as the local, you meet monthly?
The Wilson County Beekeeping Association meets the first Monday of the month at the fairgrounds in the East-West building. Tennessee beekeepers, we have our fall conference, and then in some areas we have some seminars to help learn. One just recently up in Upper East Tennessee.
So if you are interested at all, if you have any desire to find out more or possibly become a beekeeper, it's not that fun, not difficult to meet with some others, get the information, and make the right decision.
Most of the associations, and by the way, there are 50 associations affiliated with Tennessee beekeepers. Most of them, in fact, all of them, welcome anybody who's interested.
Okay. So we've come to the end of our time here. David, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate your visit and your love for bees, and we certainly wish you well.
Well, thank you very much. Right. I always enjoy coming here.
Thank you. And that's our program, Part 1, presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. More coming up here on FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota High Performance, High Horsepower. 0% financing is still a thing. Now's the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors. Rated number 1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Working with a couple of accidents out here. It's gotten heavier up through Brentwood, Franklin, 65 coming northbound right now through Williamson County. It's heavy, no surprise. Coming off that Ram from Vietnam Vets on the 65 southbound. All that traffic trying to get down past Rivergate Parkway right now on 65 south. Coming through Goodlettsville, there in Millersville as well. 65 south is starting to get a little bit heavy as well. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car, big truck here in Middle Tennessee, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Together in faith and care. This is Sean Dozier at Harshside Senior Living. Since 1994, Harshside has been focused on its residents for the glory of God and the enjoyment and security of all its residents. This mission, expressed initially by Dr. Jimmy Morris, continues to guide us today. Located in the heart of Lebanon, our respected, locally owned, nonprofit assisted living community offers a warm and welcoming environment. Schedule your tour today. Contact us at 615-443-1994.
Where a patient starts their cancer care matters. And here, that means Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, Wilson County. It's Vanderbilt level care without making the drive to Nashville. From screening to diagnosis to treatment and recovery, patients can get all the care they need right here close to home. So now, having the best care team and most advanced treatment is closer than ever. Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, making cancer care personal.
Remains very warm with mostly sunny skies for today. Highs in the upper 80s. Clear tonight, lows around 60 and then partly cloudy on Wednesday. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
And we welcome you to Part 2 of Coleman and Company. Here on this Tuesday, it's time for us to talk about Harshside Senior Living. Sean Dozier's with us. Sean, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Coleman. How are you?
I'm doing well, and it's nice to see you always. Always good to talk about Harshside.
Well, before I do that, I want to just congratulate you on winning cornhole. You know, you were bragging about it earlier privately. And I saw it on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook.
Bragging.
Well, you should brag. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
All right.
So congratulations to you.
Me.
Well, they put it on Facebook, so hey. But anyway, no, it's great to be here. It's always good to talk about Harshside, and we've had several transitions over the last couple of weeks, and we have several folks moving in. In fact, we had a lady move in a week ago, and man, Coleman, she wasn't happy. She was pacing the floor, and she was mad at her daughters, and she was not liking the food, and I always get on here and say, give me a week or two, and you'll see a new person. They'll fit right in, and I thought I was going to have to come in here and tell you that I had one that wasn't happy, but she changed direction. She did a great job. She likes it now. She's loving the food. She's loving being there. She's loving the activities, and
total 180.
She did a total 180. So I say all the time, give me a week, give me 2 weeks, and you'll see a whole different person, because they do get that medication timely. They get the 3 meals a day. They get the socialization. They get the activities. So all that together really does make somebody really ingrained into the assisted living. And again, it's a come and go type place. She goes out with her daughters. They go eat. They go to church. They do what they need to do. So she's settled in and she's done great. So with these transitions, we've had a couple openings and they filled up quite quickly. We have that wait list. Mm-hmm. So over the last few weeks, we've had several people move in and been very happy to move into Hearthside. A lot of folks have waited several months to get in, and so they're finally in there and doing great.
Well, that's good to hear. And with all the tender love and care that you can't stay mad at the world too long, I guess.
No, we really do cater to them. Brenda, she's our dietary aide. She knows exactly what they want for breakfast. She knows exactly what they want in their coffee, how they like their coffee. She knows exactly what they like to eat for dinner, what they don't like to eat for dinner. So once they get in there, we get to know them quite well. Several people sleep in. I don't know if you would be a person that sleeps in, Coleman, but
afraid not. After all these
years,
I wake up at 5 o'clock, whatever day.
We eat breakfast at 6:45, so that's quite early. So you'd be on time. On time.
What time do you have coffee available?
Well, we have 24/7. No, we have coffee 24/7,
okay.
And we have ice cream 24/7, and we have snacks. Food's a big deal at Hearthside.
Yeah.
So you always got to have food, but breakfast is 6:45, lunch is at 11:45, and then dinner is a little early for me. It's at 4:45.
Yeah.
But you can always get it to go and take it back to your room and eat it later. So we are very flexible, and plus we have the a la carte menu. So if you don't like what we're having, you can order off the a la carte menu, and several people do that. So we have a lot of choices. We have a lot of food items you can choose from. We add things all the time, and so people really, really appreciate that.
But it does, just hearing you talk week after week, it seems like you and the whole staff over there are there just to do your very best to please take care of the people that live there.
Yeah, whether it's in the nursing home industry like I was in for several years, or whether it's at an assisted living or independent living, it's really all about customer service. And I really preach that to our staff all the time. It's about taking care of our residents, and sometimes more importantly, taking care of the families, because they're our customers too, and making them happy, making the residents happy, and we try to do that as best we can. We have repeat customers all the time. Families, once they have a family member at Hearthside, they stick with us. And I think of the Thorne family. His mom is there. Rick Thorne's mom is there. They've had several family members there, and so many people over the years have stuck with us, and they really appreciate Hearthside. Since 1994, that's our phone number, by the way, 615-443-1994. We've served hundreds, if not thousands, of families.
Yeah. I guess it's time for a Hearthside hello.
Well, I don't have a particular one, but I do want to give a Hearthside hello to Susie, you, MJ, Billy, 32 years. I'm going to be taking a picture of you guys tomorrow in front of the Capitol Theater, and it's going to be a great celebration. 32 years. You remember my first time with you, Coleman, was back in 2000. You probably don't even remember this. You remember where we were?
Is that when we went down to the raceway?
Went to the race. Yeah, went to the. It wasn't even there yet. It was just a pile of dirt. It was in February. It was cold.
Oh, it was cold.
And MJ was there, and Susie was there. I think Joe Smith was there. We were selling season tickets to the Super Speedway. And that was 25 years ago. So I've been with you 25 years at least. But anyway, Hearthside hello to all of you guys. Y'all do a great job.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
I enjoy talking to these guys here. But just be careful what you say.
Okay. All right. My next guest. That's Sean Dozier, Exec Director for Hearthside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North, right here in Lebanon, Tennessee. And with that, it's time for me to introduce my guest for part 2 this morning. And I'm going to start out with Gary Whitaker. Gary, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
When I wrote in on my little book, my guest, my appointment book, I just wrote Gary Whitaker, and I'd forgotten what it was all about, actually. And then a day or two ago, Susie handed me this paper here, and it has your name on it, and it has the other 2 guests who are with you this morning. and she said, reminded me again something about a prayer breakfast, and so that's where we are. So take off.
That's right. Coleman, we are about to do this coming Friday. So October the 3rd, we will do our second Wilson County Prayer Breakfast. It's an event that we started last year. It was held at Cumberland University, just like this one this year is. And Coleman, it's patterned after in Nashville for 50 years. They've been doing what's called the Governor's Prayer Breakfast, the Tennessee Prayer Breakfast. The names bounced back and forth a little bit. But it's just a morning to where the community, everyone comes together and just does what we call it. It's a prayer breakfast. There'll be some songs there. You usually have a speaker. And there's really two things that we try to talk about there. Last year we had Bob Goodall came and spoke. And, Bob spoke some about his career, about how that in his everyday life, in his business, how that he was able to bring the Lord into that on a daily basis. And I think this year we've got Bill Haslam, the former governor. He was, governor for 8 years, fantastic governor. He is going to come and speak. And, Bill was a man that loves the Lord. And so he will come and talk to us just about his experience, what he did as he was governor, the different initiatives, the things that he did. Bill Haslam probably did as much for anyone about trying to promote unity, did a lot for education, and just you could go on and on about what he did, the good things. He was truly a servant. But that's what the prayer breakfast is about. It's about just bringing folks from. I tell people that I think when we get to heaven, if the Lord's going to look at us and laugh a little bit about all the different labels that we have on our buildings, because there's only one Bible, one God, but yet we all want to get a little bit different about the different ways that we read the Bible and things. And Coleman, it's all good. I'm not trying to be decisive in any way, but the prayer breakfast is just about bringing Wilson County together.
Okay, let's tell people where it's going to be.
All right, it's at Cumberland University. It's at the Dallas Floyd Memorial Arena, the gym.
Right.
It is October the 3rd. That's this coming Friday. And, we moved Coleman because last year we had it in the hall, and we could only get 20 tables in there. This year, we've moved to the gym. We got 36 tables. It's we've maxed that out again, so it's very well receptive.
You've got two other gentlemen here, and we want to let them each have a little bit to say here before we go to the break.
Sure.
At 7:45. But Kevin Owen, preaching minister for College Hills Church, good morning to you.
Well, good morning.
And I'm sure you agree with what Gary has said, but can you add to that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited about this event. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3, when Gary invited me to go to the Nashville, Tennessee prayer breakfast. And it was almost like we had this light bulb moment. What if we did something a little more localized and focus on bringing our community together? In this divided world, there's so many things that create division, yet this is an event that brings together all kinds of leaders from just really every sphere. Last year, as I looked around the room, I was just so impressed with all the business leaders, all the religious leaders, all the community leaders, just leaders from every area of walk of life, and coming together for the singular purpose to pray, to promote unity, to get focused on those things we agree on, to get focused on Jesus, and just bring the community together. We live in a beautiful, wonderful community, and we just want to encourage that, and this is something that helps do that.
All right, let me introduce John Reynolds, worship minister at College Hills. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'm thinking this might be your first time to be on Coleman and Company.
Absolutely.
Well, we welcome you in that regard, as well as being here with these two other friends of mine.
It's a pleasure to be here. I do want to tell you some logistics, some of the specifics. We do have a website if anyone is interested in being a part of it. There are a few tickets, and when I say a few, there's only 9 left.
Oh.
So if you're interested in going, you can go to wcprayerbreakfast.org. WC stands for Wilson County. wcprayerbreakfast.org. And the tickets, individual seats, are $40. And the doors open this coming Friday at 6:15 a.m. The program begins at 7 and will conclude at 8 sharp.
All right. Well, Gary, I'm sure that you are pleased to be able to continue this. And if you've got all but 9 tickets sold, that means you're going to have a full house.
Coleman, we are. It's the community had just embraced this. As I call a lot of the community leaders, whether that be defined as, some of the local banks, Cumberland, and the fact that they've opened their doors to let us come there, the hospital. I could go on and on with those that we've contacted. And, there's not anybody that it's like, nah, we don't want to do that. It doesn't mean that everybody's coming, but everybody is receptive to what we're trying to do. So the fact that for now 2 years in a row we've been able to max out what we've done, and Coleman, it's not about the numbers, but when you do max out what you're trying to do, it tells you that there is a need or there is a desire for everyone to come together to just focus on something that we are all trying to believe in and promote for our community.
Okay, with that, it's time for us to take a break, and we'll do that right here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota, high performance, high horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now's the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Clearing up a couple of wrecks. Right now, what we're seeing is heavy traffic right on schedule, 24 westbound, coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County up through Antioch on 24 west here at Bell Road, Haywood Lane, 65 south running slow now at Trinity Lane, trying to get down through Madison. That's a steady flow of traffic as you pass Briley Parkway there on 65 southbound. Stein Dental Care in Nashville with over 350 5-star Google reviews. Call Stein Dental Care in Nashville today. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals on everything you need for your special event. Birthdays, weddings, corporate events, they have you covered. Tables, chairs, tents, linens, dance floor, and so much more. Visit their new showroom in Lebanon at 713 East Main Street in the old Ferguson's building. Find them every day at fiestas.com or on Facebook. Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals that can transform your vision into a beautiful reality. Mention this ad to receive 10% off.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Cedar City RV, your destination for all things camping. Whether you're looking for travel trailers, fifth wheels, or anything in between, Cedar City RV has you covered. We proudly offer top brands like Forest River, Palomino, Rockwood, Coachman, and more. Plus, expert service after the sale to keep you on the road with confidence. Financing is available, making it easier than ever to start your next adventure. Visit us online at cedarcityrv.com or stop by our location at 1102 Sparta Pike in Lebanon to explore new and previously enjoyed models today.
We'll continue here on this, today is Tuesday, I believe, and we thank you for joining us. Gary Whitaker, along with College Hills preaching minister Kevin Owen and worship minister John Reynolds are with us, and we're talking about the prayer breakfast for this Friday, October 3rd at Cumberland University, and the 9 tickets are left, according to you, John Reynolds.
Yes.
And you can go to
wcprayerbreakfast.org to get tickets.
Right, and find out probably more information as well if you miss some of what we're saying here this morning. Gary, you have some people that you want to mention, maybe in a couple of different reasons and ways here.
I do. You know, this year's committee was the three of us, Amelia Vance from Wilson Bank and Trust. You know, Amelia is one of the most organized people that I know. She helped keep the three of us kind of on task at times when we needed that. She's done a great job. Daryl Crouch, wonderful person with Everyone's Wilson. Daryl served on our committee this year. And Coleman, really what we've done and what we'll do again this year is those people at the prayer breakfast on Friday, they will have an opportunity to hand us their email address and say, hey, next year I would like to be contacted to see, just to get information about our 2026 prayer breakfast. And also there's a block on there that if they want to check if they would like to get involved in this prayer breakfast. It's not any one church pulling this together. It's truly for our community. So if there are other people who want to come and join, you know, what we're trying to do is just to create an organized effort that can stand upon its own, that's driven by community leaders, that just has the purpose of bringing us together, of just meeting and seeing folks of like mind, and because we all know that together we can do more. And that's the true goal of what we're doing. I will go back, I'm not sure, you know, Friday morning, if you're coming, you know, it's a buffet breakfast. Cumberland does that. Man, they do a great job over there at providing the food and what they do. But our doors will actually open at 6:15, and you come through, you get your own breakfast, you go, and all the tables, the majority of the tables, probably out of the 36 tables we have, 30 plus of them are either corporate sponsors or table sponsors. Mm-hmm. I do want to mention the corporate sponsors that we have, and those people, of course, they pay more money, but they're not looking for anything really in return. They're just good corporate citizens, and we have a lot of those, but the main ones that, you know, are behind this is West Haven Baptist Church has come on, Middle Tennessee Electric, is one of them, and Wilson Bank and Trust. You know, all three of those. When something needs to be done, I know you can call on those organizations and they will help you. So I truly thank them and their leadership and their commitment to Wilson County. So,
okay, does that take care of that part?
It does.
Much? All
yes.
Right. Well, I want to find some more time here for Kevin and John to talk a little bit. But Kevin, we'll throw it your way. You're a preaching minister, so you don't have trouble speaking. I mean, you say what's on your mind, and that's great. What else would you like to tell us this morning?
You know, one of the things that I think is incredible. It says something good about this community, that the community has supported this event so well. You know, as Gary said a moment ago, we started this just a couple of years. This is our second year. And, you know, getting table sponsors was really easy. Filling up a venue has been very easy. And it says something about how I think this is something of God, that this is a blessing and God's in this. And one of the ways we see that is how, you know, how the people have been so supportive. But also I think it says, as I said, something positive about our community, that this is such a great community. And it says something good about Wilson County, that we want to come together, do something like this, bring together all kinds of leaders. I just marvel when I look around the room. Last year, I looked around that room and thought, wow, these are just incredible leaders all coming together for the singular purpose to focus on Jesus. And when I heard the 4 mayors, I heard the mayors, reading scripture last year, and this year we'll hear some, prayers, from various community leaders. It's just powerful.
Your thought? Were you a part of this last year, John?
Yes, I was. And in today's day and age, especially now, we want Wilson County to be all about unity, and we want God's blessing to shower us. We want His endorsement in what we're doing as a community. And I really believe that one of the reasons why we're seeing explosive growth in Wilson County is because we're asking God to bless us. And I think we see that in a real way in the minds of our leaders as they come together and ask for God's blessing for the future of Wilson County.
By the way, who initiated? Were you the one that kind of got this started, Gary Whitaker?
Kevin and I were riding in a vehicle, and just I don't remember if it was he or if it was me, but we ought to try to do this in Wilson County, and we both just said, let's pull it together. And, Kevin and I, last year it was just the 3 of us that did it. And we're like, who can we go find that you and I can be the big dream person and somebody do all the work? And that's why we invited John to the table. So, I say that kiddingly, but we really had a great turnout last year. Coleman, last year, where Kevin alluded to, we have 4 mayors in this county. All 4 mayors said they could come. One of them at the last minute had something come up and could not be there last year. But for all 4 of them to say, yes, I want to come, I want to be a part of this, I think that speaks about our community. Yes. When our local elected officials, when just leaders of individual places come, of just all over the board and say, I want to do this. This year we filled up tables from just individuals. And, have we marketed the thing? Did we take out ads in the paper or whatever? We haven't done that. But yet it's still, we've completely filled it up again. So we feel like we've been blessed.
And the exciting thing is, like, every year we wonder, who can we bring in that will speak? Last year our speaker was marvelous, and this year, former Governor Bill Haslam agreed, and it felt kind of easy. He just sort of fell into our lap, and God has just brought the right person every time to be our speaker. So it's really amazing.
Well, Wilson County is a great place, but even as great as it is, we still have our problems. I think it's good that we come together and ask for God to bless us, to help us with some of the challenges. I mean, it's not easy to be a public official and face some of the problems that are there. And I mean, this has been a very positive meeting this morning. But I mean, anybody that's got their eyes open can see that there are challenges. Everything is not rosy and hunky-dory. We need to solve some of these problems if we can, and we need all the help, divine help or whatever, to do it.
And that's why we call it a prayer breakfast, because there will be intense prayer, several times through the morning. That's why we gather. We're gathering to pray.
We got about 3 to 2.5 minutes left here. What else, Gary?
Coleman, one of the questions I get asked sometimes, which I think a lot of people do that, it's one of the things when we started Sherry's Run. Let's talk about the money just for a second. And a lot of people say, well, what are you doing with the money? Are you going to support some nonprofit
I even
or
asked
something?
that question during the break.
You did. Coleman, our goal is not to make any money. It's not to go and find a nonprofit. So we've talked about it. Are there a little bit of excess funds? So far, Cumberland has donated the space for us. As we continue to grow, will we have to go get a bigger venue? We don't know what the future holds. Will we ever have to pay for a speaker? We do not know. But if we continue to make some money, we're not making a lot of money. Our thought is that we continue to look for some way that we could do some kind of event for either our high schoolers, the younger people in our community, to just do this same type thing. So what we're going to do, we do not know, but it's truly all about finding a platform to where we can talk about what we all have in common, the unity of this place, instead of just focusing on our differences.
Right.
It's good stuff.
All right. Well, again, John Reynolds, 9 tickets left at least before we went on the air
correct,
here.
yes.
And tell us one more time, it'd be nice if somebody picks those up. How do you do that?
Okay, so you go to our website at wcprayerbreakfast.org, WC Wilson County, wcprayerbreakfast.org, and you can just follow the prompts there that will easily get you tickets. The tickets are $40 per person. But grab them up quickly. They're going to go.
And you can pay right there.
You can pay online there, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that pretty much does it. Nice to see all three of you. Gary, I know you're enjoying retirement, but you're just, I believe, semi-retired.
Well, you should never quit working at something, so just doing that. Coleman, I just want to go back to earlier, and truly, if I ever enter a cornhole contest, I'm going to call you, because any man that can throw 4 holers in a row or whatever you call that, I want you on my team.
Well, thank you very much, Gary Whitaker, John Reynolds, Kevin Owens. That's it for this Tuesday, and please join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a terrific day.